Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today we're going to be talking about the Watkins Glen results for Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's scheduled races, which are Daytona for Cup and Xfinity, and the Milwaukee Mile for the first time, pretty sure, for the Truck Series. And I'm pretty sure the Arc Series will be at Daytona, but I might be wrong about that. So first up with Friday, August 25th, will be qualifier first for the Xfinity Series at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 p.m. on USA. That'll be streamed on NBC Sports for qualifying at Daytona. Now, 505 will be qualified at Daytona as well, once again for the Cup Series. That'll be on USA, streamed on NBC Sports, MRN, and SiriusXM. At 7:30 p.m. will be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the Wawa 250 presented by Coca-Cola Daytona. That'll be on USA, streamed on NBC Sports, MRN, and SiriusXM. Saturday, August 26th will be first practice for the Truck Series at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be at the Milwaukee Mile, and included at 3 p.m. will be the Arc Series, which will be also at the Milwaukee Mile. Qualifying as well for the Arc Series at 4 p.m. None of those three that will be on TV, so you have to watch it from somewhere else. And then at 7 p.m. will be the Cup Series race for the running of the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. That'll be on NBC, Peacock, MRN, and SiriusXM. So it's pretty interesting that the Truck Series will be the final race for this weekend. And then on Sunday, August 27th, will be first qualified for the Truck Series at 11:30 a.m. That'll be on FS1. 1 p.m. will be the Arc Series race for the running of the Spreacher 150 at the Milwaukee Mile. That'll be on FS1 and MRN. And at 4 p.m. will be the Truck Series race for the running of the Clean Harbors 175 at the Milwaukee Mile. That'll be on FS1, MRN, and SiriusXM. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Xfinity Series results. The winner of the Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen is Sam Mayer. He gets his second win of his career this season and of a road course. Then we got Sheldon Creed, Parker Kligerman, Ross Chastain, Connor Mosack, Jonathan Nemechek, Cole Custer, Chandler Smith, Alex Bowman, and Jed Bird around out the top 10. Then Brandon Jones, Brendan Poole, Kyle Weatherman, Austin Hill, and Sage Karam ran at the top 15. Two drivers for the qualifier that being Patrick Emmerling for Emmerling Gates Motorsports in the 53 car, and Casey Carden for the 74 CHK Racing car. So now, the main thing I want to talk about is Sam Mayer. Obviously, winner of the race, but he did it in, I guess, maybe a bit controversial fashion. I basically dove it down to turn 1 on the restart and just took out Ty Gibbs, and then Austin Hill pretty just spun out from the bumper of Cole Custer. And obviously, Austin Hill, he wasn't happy. I'm pretty sure he basically said that he lost all of his respect to Sam Mayer. And I just want to say as well to Ty Gibbs that he actually was very calm during the interview. He wasn't like, he wasn't like angry or anything. Well, obviously he was pretty angry on the inside, but he didn't want to show it. So he's definitely he's definitely improved, considering his behavior, obviously compared to last year. I'm pretty sure he said he's still it would be good if I got 13 wins, because obviously, if he won, that would have been his 13th career win in the Xfinity Series, and he started on pole position as well. He just got taken out though, on that restart, so pretty unlucky there for Ty Gibbs. But Sam Mayer, he's definitely becoming a road course ringer. I'm pretty sure the one in Road America wasn't as chaotic as this one. To be fair, I don't think he took anyone out to win in Road America, but here he did take someone out, with that being Ty Gibbs and Austin Hill. If he didn't really do much else on Hill, it's just he just got spun out pretty sure by Cole Custer, maybe by someone else, maybe it was Nemechek, I'm not really too sure, but he didn't actually physically spun out Austin Hill, but Hill still was not too happy with Sam Mayer, which is fair enough. Fair enough though, but at the same time, he is obviously going for a win. Made a very, very aggressive move down to turn 1, and it was just a bit of an innocent bystander, Austin Hill was. So, unlucky there for Hill, but he still managed a 14th place finish. I'm not too sure what the standings looks like. I'm pretty sure he might be still leading the standings, but I might be wrong about that. But yeah, pretty unlucky there for Hill, considering that obviously he is running for the regular season championship. And Sam Mayer, maybe a dark horse maybe for the regular season championship, but it might be a bit too late for him. Let's now have a look at the other little finishers outside of the top 15. There's Ty Gibbs down in 17th place. Other ones, Kyle Busch. He was very forgetful in this race. considering he did replace AJ Allmendinger because Allmendinger he would have exceeded the 5-race limit that all Cup races have. They obviously have a limit of how many races that you could run in the Xfinity series. I think also in the Truck series as well, but I might be wrong about that. So, yeah, so Allmendinger, he's not allowed to race in any more Xfinity series races, but Kyle Busch, obviously, I'm pretty sure it might have. I think this is his fourth. I think maybe his fourth. I think, but I'm not too sure. But Kyle Busch, he basically came in pretty late, and he had a transmission issue. I want to talk about as well is Riley Herbst, considering that he is currently on the bubble. He's currently in 12th place. This is not a good result for him, having a suspension issue. He did collect some playoff points, I should say, some stage points, I should say, on stage 1. So at least that will probably buffer him, but it's not really still looking too good on the playoff picture. And down last place is Blaine Perkins with a transmission issue, just like Kyle Busch also had. So and obviously the fellow qualified drivers, like I mentioned before, Patrick Emerling and Casey Caden. Or I should say Casey Carden, I should say. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Cup Series results. Now we know the Cup Series at Watkins Glen is William Byron. I mean, you have Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, AJ Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Logano round out the top 10. Then Todd Gilliland, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski round out the top 15. Now, also with Byron winning the race, that means that Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski have officially locked themselves into the playoffs. Obviously, since there was no other winner, there was no new winner, it was a repeat winner, so they are now virtually locked into the playoffs right now by points. Main thing is Chase Elliott. That was the main thing coming into this race. Is Chase Elliott going to win this race? Because obviously he's been very good at Watkins Glen. The issue is that he ran out of fuel. Don't ask me how the hell he ran out of fuel, but he ran out of fuel somehow, which is very, very impressive. This is now must-win territory for basically all drivers outside of the playoffs, which I'll get to later. But this is a massive, massive blow to Chase Elliott. Considering that coming to Watkins Glen, he was maybe one of the favorites coming into this race, and since he has won here, I'm pretty sure, was it maybe 2 times, I'm pretty sure. He's been very, very good either way at Watkins Glen, and with him basically out of the race because he ran out of fuel. Well, not out of the race, but out of potential winning the race because he ran out of fuel. That's a massive blow to Chase Elliott's run to the playoffs. Daytona, though, Daytona can obviously throw in a curveball. Maybe Elliott could win. Maybe Bowman can win. Ty Gibbs even. Anyone can really win at Daytona. We could maybe even see a surprise winner from 25th place driver. I think maybe Ryan Preece, I'm pretty sure. But that basically means that anything can happen, is what I'm trying to say. Anything can happen. Another thing that I will quickly mention is that I'm pretty sure during the checker flag on the final lap, Austin Dillon and Kyle Larson they got into each other. I'm pretty sure they also had they spoke about it as well after the race as well on pit road. So I'm not really going to show that because that's not really that's not really that big. It's mainly Chase Elliott running out of fuel, obviously, since that he needs to win at Daytona to get into the playoffs at least, including Alex Bowman as well. Don't forget about Bowman, since that Bowman's actually pretty good at Daytona. Let's have a look now at the other finishes outside of the top 15. Where do we go from? That's Kevin Harvick down in 21st place. Obviously, he's now locked in the playoffs. Suarez, picture, he spun out on the bus stop chicane at some point. Kyle Larson, he obviously had a run-in with Austin Dillon, who finished out in 31st. Chase Elliott down in 32nd in the last place. Michael McDowell, who's our Stage 1 winner with an electrical issue. So, with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Xfinity Series standings. Here is the Xfinity Series standings. If we talk about, well, right now, in the regular season standings, Austin Hill is currently leading Jonathan Nemechek by 9 points. So, it's getting pretty close there. But in the playoff picture, Nemechek leads, only by 2 points in the playoff picture over Austin Hill. Then we got Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Sam Ayer, Chandler Smith, Josh Berry. He's basically in by points, basically, plus 106. Sammy Smith, Jeb Burton, and then the 3 drivers who, 2 drivers have a pretty good cushion. 1 driver is currently sweating. That being Sheldon Creed plus 22 above the cut line. Daniel Hemrick plus 28 above the cut line, and Riley Herbst plus 3 above the cut line. You see what I talked about, where this race was pretty bad for Herbst considering the playoff picture. Parker Kligerman is currently 3 points behind Riley Herbst, and Brandon Jones, he's 61 points. So Brandon Jones still has a maybe possible chance of making it via points. Everyone else, pretty sure below Jones, are in must-win territory. So could we maybe see we're going to Daytona next, and we know how crazy Daytona can be. I mean, I'm pretty sure last year, fucking Jeremy Clement, he won, and he made it into the playoffs. So could we possibly see another surprise winner? Could we see Parker Retzlaff? Could we see Brennan Poole, Kyle Weatherman? Just one of these left field drivers that could punch their ticket to the playoffs and just turn the playoff picture onto their heads. Possible chance. So, I mean, Daytona is definitely a wild card. We'll see how that goes. But Riley Herbst, he needs to hope for at least a good result at Daytona. Parker Kligerman, I'm pretty sure last time we were in Daytona was obviously in the season opener. He was running pretty well. I'm pretty sure did he got pole? I'm not too sure if he got pole or not, but he was running really, really well in that race. So we'll see how that goes, but pretty sure everyone else. Sheldon Creed has a good cushion. Hemrick has a good cushion. Josh Berry has a very, very good cushion. I'm pretty sure he's basically 5 points as well. And yeah, so with that away, let's now talk about the Cup Series standings. So this is what the standings looks like for the Cup Series after Watkins Glen. William Byron moves up to the point. So Mark Truex Jr. is still in the lead for the regular season as we head over to Daytona. I'm pretty sure Hamlin and Byron, they could still maybe have a chance of winning gaining points on Truex. Maybe it might be only just Hamlin, but I might be wrong about that. But Truex, he is currently the regular season points leader. William Byron, though, he's currently leading the playoff field. We got Truex, Hamlin, Larson, Busch, Busher, Bell, Chassis, Blaney, Reddick, Logano, Brad Keselowski. Like I mentioned before, he's in virtually via points, including McDowell with a win, Sandhouse with a win, and Kevin Harvick also in via points. And the last driver in is currently Bubba Wallace. He's only plus 32 above the cut line. Theoretically, I'm pretty sure Ty Gibbs and Daniel Suarez, I think those two drivers have a legitimate chance to make it on points. I'm pretty sure. I don't think Allmendinger. I know Bowman and below are in a must-win territory, but I think Allmendinger might be also in a must-win territory. But Suarez and Ty Gibbs, those two drivers are the only drivers who can make it into playoffs via points if Bubba Wallace, for example, retires from the race. So yeah. But to be fair, Bubba Wallace, he has won at Talladega before, so I'm not really too sure how that's gonna go. Suarez and Ty Gibbs, I don't really see them as super speedway super speedway racers. Bubba Wallace, he's definitely a super speedway racer though. But yeah, so playoff field game is very tight. Only one more spot remaining for into playoffs. That obviously is occupied by Bubba Wallace. Ty Gibbs, minus 32, Suarez, minus 43, and then AJ Allmendinger, minus 72, and Alex Bowman, minus 96. So Chase Elliott is not even in the top 20. That's how bad he was on that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Daytona goes, and could we maybe see for a new winner like we did last year with Austin Dillon? We have to wait and see. So just a reminder that next week's race will be Daytona for the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series, and the Milwaukee Mile for the Truck Series, and the ARCA Menard Series. Obviously, this is the final race as well for the Cup Series and the regular season before we get into the playoffs. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.